Hello and welcome to my knitting space here in Sweden. My name is Marie-Louise, Marilou Knitting on Instagram and on Ravelry and here on YouTube as well. Yes, it's certainly spring here. All the birds are singing and the sun is shining. That's why it will be a little bit shadowy today. But this was the most quiet place I could find since it is Sunday and the family is outside and the neighbors are working in their gardens, and everyone is doing their thing. So I have found a place to hide behind the garden. We live very near the woods, and yeah, I hope you can hear the trees are also singing today. I want to show you some knitting that I've been doing, and it is mostly summer knits actually, since it's soon to be summer here in Sweden. Um, I have a finished object that is called the Summer Fling Tee. Yeah, I should be wearing this today, but it's not blocked and it's not published, so I won't do that. But this is a tee that soon will be published by Pillestickan Josefin Åkerström, and it is knit up in BC Garn Biobalance. That is a lovely yarn for summer knits. It's wool, but it's also cotton. It's a blend, and it's a beautiful blend. I made mine stripy. I will tell you why. I started off with a white one. Let me show you. It's blowing out. This is a white one. How boring, isn't it? Impossible to maintain any focus or happiness or, well, I I found this yarn in my stash. It's bamboo raggi. It's a fingering weight yarn that is white. That is wonderful. I've knitted from this before, mostly socks, and I thought this would be lovely in to have a tea, a white tea. Yeah, it's still white because that's the first problem, isn't it? That you want to um, have it white. Uh, I'm a person that often get color my white clothes, if you put it that way. Yeah, I came down to separate for sleeves, and then there was just stockinette stitch, and I was bored to death. No, but I was very bored. So I looked in my stash another time, and I found uh, small yarn balls of BC Garn Biobalance. And in 1 week, I knitted this. And I'm so happy that I changed my mind. This is supposed to be a one color tee, but hey, I can. I'm the one that has to weave in all the ends here. Yeah, there is a structure in the coloring. I don't know if you could see. but this makes me happy, and I'm gonna block it, and I'm gonna take marvelous photos of it and look out on my Instagram or at Josefine's Instagram when it will be published. I made this a size that should fit my upper bust. It is totally fine in the arms because often I find that this part is too big on me, but it's fitting me perfect, and it's a raglan construction, as you can see. And yeah, it's a very well written pattern, and I will wear it in another time, another episode, and we can talk a little bit more about this. I've also knitted socks. Yeah, I know. It's crazy, isn't it? Uh, it's nothing that I typically do. But first, I finished up, and please excuse, I've been wearing these Hope and Sunshine socks by Tracy Miller. I've shown these before, and this is my second pair of these socks, and they are so funny to make, primarily because it's a little bit thicker yarn. It's DK yarn. It's mellanraggi, or you could use the Finnish Novita Nalle as well. And you can see it's different colors. It's a texture here and yeah, love them, and I use them. And I have a pair of socks. And I've also finished and not blocked my second pair of Crofter's socks. This is a pattern published by Nordic Knitting Society. It's a design by Power of Wool, Anneli Vedbrygge. And this is the most funniest sock to knit. I've used mellanraggi in a variegated yarn and then a blue yarn, and yeah, it's just a very easy knit and very warm socks that I won't need now, but later on this autumn maybe. I highly recommend this pattern. It is a lot of Swedish podcasters, and I thinking a lot of Swedish knitters has been knitting this, and it's because it is so enjoyable to knit. I have had the pleasure of enjoying knitting together with other people. I am really glad to have this podcast and to meet new friends. And there is another Swedish podcast that is called Stickspår, and it is Maria and Therese from south of Sweden. And they invited me and a couple of other friends to come and knit in what you could call it, an old guest house. And then 2 weeks ago, we were gathered there. We were spoiled with lovely food and a weather that was almost okay. There was some rain and some thunder, actually, but we could sit both outside, and there was a nice environment inside as well. If you understand Swedish, or you have you can put subtitles on. We have a special episode where we talk about different garments and how they fit us. Um, since we have different type of bodies, it was funny to just talk a little about how designers design and how different patterns or different garments suit us, good or bad. It depends. And as a consequence, I have brought up an old whip. It is this lavender field sweater that I started on last summer. It is knit up in Finnish wool from Lipsticka, and I hope you can see that it is there is flowers, pink flowers here, and yeah, this didn't fit me, and I was insecure on how to continue actually. So we tried it on, and I ripped it back to separating for sleeves because my I need to stretch up. My experience is that the sleeves often get too wide on me, and this bust part here is too not too enough fabric. So what I did, um, I moved stitches from the arm to the front, 10 stitches actually on both each side, and that made this work. And I also, I'm this is not showing up very well now, but I also put short rows here in the back. Um, and you would think that you need short rows in the front if you have a big bust, but that's not the solution. The solution is to get more fabric in the back so that the back get up and you get your beauties inside the sweater. Yeah. But this is wool, and I love wool. I love knitting wool, and if I'm inside or um, I can wear wool. I will show you one cardigan that I've been wearing during the summer a lot. And this is actually a showcase of a similar construction where you have these um, lines here and that you have a very good fitting arm. This is Fleuril cardigan made by Esse Wienerholt, and I can see that it's blowing out. But this is it. It exists as a sweater as well, and I have that one in, but not here right now. This cardigan I used as a cardigan for my wedding, and it is knitted up in Koos, Sandnes Koos, that is blow yarn. So it's very light and warm, so I will take it off. But that's one yarn that you could use during the summer as well, I think. But otherwise, at least here in Sweden, we are going for the plant-based yarn, yarns or blends of yarn, like I showed you before, wool and cotton. And I've started another sweater, and it's just a start. You can see it also had these knobs here, and it will the yoke will grow and have like twisted there right stitches, and then yeah, yeah. And this yarn, um, I bought during this weekend that we have, because Therese inspired me. She has been looking on this pattern for a long time. Um, Growing season, it is the name in English. I will. The pattern is free, so you can just go and follow the link below. And so we went on the internet, of course, and clicked home um, this beautiful yarn, Woolly Woods Earth Collection Novita. And this is tencel wool blend, and it is very soft. It is perfect. It's not itchy at all, and it is lovely to knit in as well. And I find the stitch definitions to be very good. And so this will hopefully grow and be something that I will be focusing on during May. Another plant-based yarn that is very cheap and very affordable. It's this Drops Bell, and I am knitting a dress in Drops Bell. Yeah, I'm knitting a dress again. It's my thing, and I am using the pattern of Pia Trans. She has the beautiful podcast Traveling Miss Knits. I highly recommend that channel if you want to find inspiration, find calmness and joy. And she makes patterns, and this is Brise, and it's yellow and it's blowing out. Well, let's see. And I chose to knit this in a close to too small size for me. So it's zero ease or negative ease in the upper bust. Then there is some increases here behind. It is some increases here, and this is a sweater pattern, so it's not a dress. But I'm winging it. But I know that's okay. Pia is winging every pattern she writes and she finds, so that is totally fine. And yeah, and then I wanted these snug arms, and they are just fitting right on my arm here. And then I put some more stitches under the arm. I think I have about 6 or 7 stitches more under the arm. And you can also see that I have been doing short rows. Again, I added short rows on the back for the same reason as I told you before, so that the back will lift up and then you can get your beauties inside the garment. There is also short rows here in the neck. Yeah, this is fitting excellent right now. But after my waist, I am growing a lot. So my thought is to do increases, um, so that it will be quite a wide dress. So it will be fitted down here to my waist and then it will grow. Um, yeah, I have a lot of drop spell. And I'm thinking of finishing it up with these, repeating this pattern again, this lace pattern at the end of the skirt or the dress. What do you think? Is that doable? I like to knit in this yarn as well. It is a little bit more, um, I don't know if it's possible to show, but it is a little bit more splittier. You could easily split the threads here. That is not happening to this tencel. Um, I'm knitting up both of these garments on needle size 4 millimeters. Um, yeah, I also have another yarn that I'm thinking of using as a summer yarn, garment yarn, and it's Raggi Tencel. It's also a Tencel blend. Um, it is more wool and not as much Tencel in this pink one. But I'm thinking of a cardigan, maybe. Maybe another Pia pattern, the Little Perfect cardigan. That is a cal right now. Yeah, I will see. What what yarn do you use for in the summer? What yarn do you like to wear? Maybe that is different. What you would like to wear and what you like to knit. I have one whip more that I can show you. This is wool. This is 2-ply wool. This is my favorite yarn to knit in, and I will be knitting this during the summer as well because this one I want to have finished. It is Caridea sweater by Emilia Jensen, and I knitted this a lot during the retreat, the knitting retreat that we had 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it's hard to tell, but you start here, and it's up, and I'm now knitting on the front, and you're supposed to crochet this stripe, and this is a drop shoulder construction. um, and I'm curious because this is with a lot of ease, but the picture says that the the arms should be rather tight, and I want that. So we'll see if this is a construction that it suits my body and works well, um, because I find that if I put a lot of ease on garments, the ease will end up here, and it's not here I need it. I need it here and down on my butt and stomach. Yes, that was all today. I am going to continue to sit here in the this first, no, not first summer day, but almost first summer day. Um, I don't know if you see. There's a lot of flowers and birds singing, and yeah. And I don't think the boys will find me here for another hour or so. And I have water, so I'll be fine. Have a nice day and see you soon. Bye.